Welcome back to the Gaming Pulpit. This is your host JD Gray, or JD, or JDO, or whatever you want to fucking call it. I decided to actually make a video about something that just came to my attention. Actually, it's funny because it involves like what do you call it, Stadia, and it involves PlayStation Now, and it involves Xbox streaming services, whatever the fucking case is. But it doesn't though. So I'll read something to you that I was really shocked about, in terms of streaming services and things of that nature. So we're gonna break this down. I'm gonna read this to you. This is Netflix actually. Everybody wants to become the Netflix, the next Netflix, the biggest, streaming, and it's so, it's so popular, and Netflix and chill and shit like that. Before I even go on to there, I work for a cable company. And there's always people talking about cutting the cord and stuff like that, and they're going to get Netflix. But this story says otherwise. Now I'll break it down. Netflix, our collective trash heap of mostly unwatched or unwanted content, will like you to know that despite a tidal web of speculation that is not going to start to serve you up ads, the stock market darling is suddenly losing subscribers, and executives appear to be a little touchy about it. Halfway through its disastrous earnings report, which people don't know that Netflix really doesn't make money, in which it revealed its bleeding U.S. subscribers, the company explicitly addressed any insinuation about ads as essentially it's a crock of shit. That's a bit strong. In its latest quarter, Netflix lost around 126,000 subscribers in the U.S. That's last quarter. That's a quarter of the year.
I like this one.
Whew. Anyway, a defeat that the company blames on its content slate as well as on subscription price hikes. The company also said its subscription as global topped out at around 2.7 million, well below its forecast of 5 million new customers, which is a big yikes. That's one of those things that basically reading this article. The company shares dipped more than 10% on Wednesday following a report, and as the company acknowledged, Disney, Apple, Warner Media, and others have not made their debut yet. According to Bloomberg, this was Netflix's worst earning report since 2011. And remember, everybody wants to be fucking Netflix, right? When it split its streaming and DVD business promptly, an exodus of over 800,000 subscribers. It's hard to pinpoint a single reason for the sudden loss of subscribers, but the company has faced a steady stream of headline warnings that the addition of advertising to Netflix is inevitable. It has also had to address its competitors, consistently reminding the world that it'll lose the rights to high-profile shows like The Office, Friends in the coming years. Even if those events aren't happening here and now, the press attention could simply be reminding people that they wanted to cancel Netflix anyway. The advertising talk at least seemed to rankle executives, who addressed it directly in earnings call with the investors. All right, so that's all I'm going to read specifically to them. Everybody wanted to be the Netflix, right? The truth is, it is not easy to create these data centers. It's not easy. It's not easy to create these fucking data centers, and it sure as hell isn't easy to fucking create or do business with other people that want to make their own Netflix subscription. The truth in the matter is Netflix actually had Disney stuff. They had Comcast stuff. They had a lot of people's stuff. And since everyone wants to be the next Netflix and have their own service with exclusive content, guess what's happening? They're pulling it from Netflix. What do you think is going to happen to the Xbox service, to PlayStation Plus? What do you think is happening to those services? These people do not want to share their profits. They want their own company or their own service.
I like this one.
That's what they want. If you want their content, they're not going to share it with PlayStation Plus. They're not going to share it with Xbox Live. They're not going to share it with Game Pass because they want you to go to their stuff and have them control their own things. That's what they want. That's how companies work. And, most gamers need to get it through their head that the way that Stadia is actually trying to conduct their business, you have to buy a full-fledged game. Those games are like $60 that you do not own. Reading that story lets me know that Stadia is in fucking trouble already, or any other streaming services is in trouble. It is natural to want to make sure that you want to be prepared just in case, some shit pops off. You'd be like, okay, I'm in the stakes as well, which is what Sony's doing. This is why they have PlayStation Now. This is why they were first to it, because they wanted to make sure, just to make sure that their services, or that they have a stake in there, that they have something like that. But the truth of the matter is, if you really look at the whole situation about all these streaming services and just entertainment, the recurring theme here is exclusive content. Netflix is losing their subscribers because there's nothing on there. HBO is losing their subscribers because there's nothing on there anymore. It was Game of Thrones, and once that was over, people were canceling that shit. Once Stranger Things were over, people were canceling. Once all the Daredevil and MCU, Disney shit, once they pulled that shit from Netflix, and then all the other content, there's no need to have Netflix at this point in time. So what is Netflix going to do to keep their rates, or to keep their, their money up and make it look good for investors? What are they to do? So they had to increase the price for their services, so when they show it to investors, it looks like they're not bleeding. But they're losing so many subscribers because they don't have content. Content. That's the key thing here. Content. Going back to gaming, to the gaming industry, Sony has, for the last, I would say, 13 years, built up their content. Like, seriously. They build up their content, by having The Last of Us, Uncharted, Infamous, fucking Warhawk, what do you call that game again? Resistance. They just, MotorStorm. They just kept making IPs over and over and over again, and they were of high quality.
I like this one.
They were big quality shit. And people know that at this point in time that that Sony's content is actually has quality to it. And this is the reason why, Sony's, games, exclusive games, sells 6 to 10 million every single time, even though they're one and done single player games. It's what it is. So people say that Sony should go the Microsoft route. Why would they do that? Why would they have a game that costs fucking, I don't know, $250 million, including advertisements? Why would they make that shit a rental for $1 when this doesn't make business sense and it devalues their content? But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about this. And let me know if you like or dislike the content. And if you like it, a sub would be greatly appreciated. Peace out.